using OpenClaw, guys. I don't know what to tell you other than begin using it. So here's the secret. I have an idea. Let me describe this idea to you, okay, guys? And this is going to be great for anybody who is maybe a talent agency owner or AI automation agency owner or a business owner or pretty much instructor or anybody. So this is how it works with OpenClaw. There's a couple of bells and whistles you kind of need to understand with OpenClaw. Number one, like if you set it up, it's gonna have uh, some kinks that you need to worry about to keep it rolling. And some of those kinks can include like gateway shutting down, and you need to restart it. It could include um, memory rot context, and of course many other problems that can happen with OpenClaw if it's not kind of kept properly, so it's not being like loose like a goose. So I hope that makes sense. So now, how do you reduce the token usage with OpenClaw, and how do you make sure that it's not being loose like a goose? And the answer is pre-creation of skills. So you don't want to be using OpenClaw just to kind of go ahead and kind of run random scripts all the time. No, instead you're going to be building those scripts ahead of time with Gemini and publishing them as skills. Now you could use Claude or um, Codex, whatever. I use Gemini, but um, it doesn't really matter. Of course, Claude is faster, better, but I use it's you can use Max Mini 2.5. It's still going to be good. But at the end of the day, I mean, the secret is to use simulation environment and production environment. That's basically the secret. If you learn how to use simulation environment, so anything you do needs to be wrapped around inside of that simulation environment for any kind of skill. So you create a skill. Let's say you're a talent agency owner and you wanted to show up in this community and you wanted to build something really unique for community people, maybe land some customers. This is the biggest secret that nobody is telling. But man, when I started using it, at first I was really worried about tokens and token usage, like if I and context rot. But later, as I started using Feudal Educator Clay, it started becoming a lot better. And thank you guys for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. So today, what I did is I released yet another update for Feudal Educator Clay. So this is a framework that is basically it's kind of like a wrapper that sits on top of OpenClaw, and it sits on top of Codex, Gemini, and Claude. So imagine like a blanket that you throw on top of your use case, and that blanket uh, pretty much just reduces context rot. It improves your token usage, so this way you don't end up making a hole in your wallet. And of course, it solves real world problems. Now, of course, in my particular case, I'm doing this across multiple side hustles. I'm using this uh, this clay, feudal educator clay, across multiple side hustles. At first, when I created that clay that goes on top of OpenClaw, I was like, man, I kind of need something for university style work because I'm super lazy. I don't really want to be kind of spending time grading students' assignments. I just want to say, in fact, I don't want to say anything. I just want to teach students. And before I teach, I want to know, am I ready? Am I ready for a Zoom classroom? So the first thing I written right away, and that's where the inspiration came from, I written a basic wrapper that sits on top of OpenClaw and prepares me and literally tells me, okay, uh, today is going to be a lesson, but and a bunch of lessons with slides, with speaker notes, with quizzes based on students' memories from the past, from the previous lessons, and I'm going to include that in a way that increase learning effectiveness, and then I will grade all of your students. And by the way, while you're teaching them, I'm going to check in on you. And by the way, I'm going to create some activities for you as well. So this way, uh, you could use those breakout room activities and distribute students across breakout rooms during Zoom session. And I'm going to set up a way to monitor all of them. So this way, you know right away when to check in on them and when not to check in on them. So this allows me to work with a large population of users on in a classroom settings. It allows me to see exactly what they got on their test. It allows me to uh, appease my university faculty members who obviously want things done based on university rubric metric, and I need to comply with that. So what I did is I just set up like something really basic that interfaces directly with Google Classroom. That was kind of like the first thing, and as soon as I started building it, I realized, wait a second, like I'm falling into context route. I need something better, and like how do I know that whatever it is that I created is not going to be overwritten by something else? This is where I tapped in and kind of created this educator feudal educator clay that is sort of like a spider web that wraps around any kind of use case and identities. And what I did is I expanded it further into um, kind of a micro university in a box inside of the OpenClaw. What I did is I looked at manual processes that faculty members had in terms of following up with students, following up with instructors, and director want one thing, coordinator want another thing. So I thought, I don't know what they all want. I know what they want manually, but I don't want to be thinking of what they want. Why not just make a central brain and replicate, simulate them directly, all of their manual processes inside of this clay? And so I did. So that was like literally took me about um, maybe like a few hours to do it. Then what I did is I tapped in into something else, which is another skill that I created today that is based on the clay that still wraps around my talent agency. Think of this clay like the best way I could describe to you. If you studied, if you studied kind of if I don't know if you were into astrophysics, or maybe you've seen like kind of space and time kind of continuum and how you could kind of bend space and think of that feudal clay sort of like the same way around your use case. So now some of you will say, well, what is it that you just did recently? Like, how can I apply it for myself, for my side hustles, for my life, for my coaching, for my job, whatever? Guys, literally, like, this is crazy. Like, what this thing does, I mean, right now I just went ahead and I talked about how I applied that for my um, university use case. But I also went ahead and I used that same clay to wrap around my talent agency's needs. In simple words, like obviously, uh, my talent agency depends on talent. When we create and build talent and connect that talent to the right brands, we make money in between. So for me, obviously, relationship building is gold. It's more money in that than building open class. So obviously, um, to accommodate that, what I did is I created a next innovative skill today, which is absolutely bonkers. It has to do with YouTube. What it does, it looks at the YouTube videos that are not published. It analyzes them, creates a thumbnail, creates updates title and description based on what the video is, then grabs that video, uploads it, includes all the descriptions like for all of my talent agency offerings, for my low ticket offer, my medium ticket offer, high ticket offer, my buy link, bakes it in inside of the description and pushes it through into Indies community where I have over 30,000 people part of that community and where I'm like a superstar now. So, and this way, when I create this video, because it was kind of, I was also like, I was struggling before. I would be like, man, I'm creating school articles, I'm creating videos, but like 99% of the videos on YouTube, school community members don't see unless I manually go in and write that in the school community and say like, hey guys, look, I created this fire video describing the use case, because nowadays the real flex is the use case. It's not the script that you write. It's the use case. That's the real flex because that's where the money comes from. Innovative use cases. So obviously, a lot of people tap into my innovative use cases, not just the open cloud that I created, but many other people, including LLMs as well. They tap in and listen to this information. And what I do is I know that, and because of the fact that I know that I can influence LLMs, which is incredible. So today, what I did is I written another OpenClaw innovative skill that literally grabs entire video, looks at specific sections of the video. There's certain keywords I say when I do the video, and it this I have a beginning and an end, sort of like a delimiter and a notepad. I say those keywords, and what OpenClaw does, it scans my videos while they're still in private, transcribes them, looks at every that specific delimiter, and then basically decides if this video is for my university students or if it's for my talent agency. If it's for my talent agency, it taps into the talent agency memory bank, and this hierarchical architecture that still is under this feudal educator clay, that's still part of that clay, part of that blanket that has all sorts of other elements about me as a person, and obviously have the identity elements about uh, like everything that's going on in the university, and about each individual member who's part of the university, who are simulated to be part, like who are real people, but their responsibilities are simulated inside of those agents. Why am I doing that? The reason why is because let's say a director in university comes back and say, you know what, Rome, I really love your like style of teaching so much. You know what? Can you go ahead and prepare some curriculums real quick for, I don't know, digital faceless marketing or AI content driven automations or TikTok shop drop shipping uh, for for your next semester. Create a couple of variations of them because we don't know if you're gonna get enough students, so we need a couple of options, starting from like really few weeks type of class um, for a few hours here and there, then a bigger style type of class for a longer session. And by the way, like include all the latest and the greatest information about digital faceless marketing, whatever it is that you've been doing, etc., and bake that in and make it like show to us as a curriculum, so this way students can follow. Guys, do you recognize how crazy that is? Like for you to like for a normal person to do something like this manually, you would end up spending weeks trying to build this. With this thing, you just with Feudal Educator clay, this blanket that wraps on top, you pretty much just say, hey, generate me an entire curriculum based on my subject matter expertise. And of course, in my case, I'm teaching Network Plus, but for my talent agency, I created a brand new expertise that doesn't is not even taught in college. And for those types of kind of curriculums, this is where threads and YouTube and all sorts of content that you have already created becomes extremely powerful, especially when you tie it all up into OpenClaw and conversational AI bots. Now, at this point, it may be like a neural surgery in your brain trying to interconnect the dots. Don't attempt to interconnect the dots, guys. It's not going to happen in just one video. Just kind of understand the use case. The use case is really simple. OpenClaw checks if the video is private. It checks for delimiter for my keyword, what I say. It extracts the video, makes it public, makes it available in school community where 30,000 people see it, and it also makes it community friendly. And it also messages me on Telegram and tells me exactly what kind of video is it. Is it for my students? If it's for my students, then it wraps around the quizzes and slides and everything else, so everything's prepared for my upcoming lesson. So once it start talking, and it's gonna get baked into my upcoming lesson, so there's no colossal amount of time preparing for the lesson. Quickly on Telegram saying, "Yo, by the way, I heard you talk about in this community, and I heard you, use your little keyword that gave me a signal to go ahead and tap into your YouTube. And I'm gonna go ahead and publish that for you in this community. And by the way, do you want to add anything extra?" And then at that point, I'm like, "Yo, yeah, let me go ahead and add a little bit extra." And then I do, and then boom, boom, drop, 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 drop. So anyway, guys, look, at the end of the day, your positioning doesn't mean anything without people. And the only people who are gonna know what you mean are the type of people who are constantly see your content. So don't try to squeeze everything into a single content. That's never gonna work. The reason why it doesn't work for you guys and why many of you are failing is simply because you haven't solved the content distribution problem and positioning problem. And the only way you're going to be able to solve this now is with OpenClaw. OpenClaw solve this problem, and if you solve this problem, you become rich, guys. Now, it's really hard for people to understand how it all works because many people try to they think like this is going to be some shortcut, but the reality, no.